Many gadgets. Good afternoon. Let me also apologize on behalf of the PTF for the late commencement of this national press briefing, and to thank you for every effort that you put in place to ensure that our people receive every information that they need to enable them take appropriate decisions which will safeguard themselves and their loved ones as we navigate these very difficult times with the scourge of COVID-19. However, let me also welcome you all to the national briefing by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 for Thursday, the 2nd of July 2020. The global community continues to struggle with the pandemic in terms of spread, impact, and national response. In all, science and data continue to point the way, especially in the urgent search for vaccine and cure. Developments around the world over the last few days have been quite instructive, and they further underscore the need for compliance and for caution. The World Health Organization announced on Wednesday that 60% of all COVID-19 cases globally have been reported in the last 1 month. That presupposes that the 10.7 million infections that have been reported globally, 60% of that figure were reported in the last 1 month. It was further noted that for the past week, the number of new cases have exceeded 160,000 on every single day globally. That's a scary figure in terms of increase. This update comes as the United States of America is reporting around 45,000 new cases a day, while two non-European nations, Italy and Spain, hitherto considered epicenters of the pandemic, were reporting 10,000 and 6,500 new cases per day at their respective peaks. At the last comprehensive briefing on Monday, the PTF shared 3 vital statistics with Nigerians. Let me take the privilege of the screen to have you look at the screen very well. Look at the global, look at the African, and look at the Nigerian situation as of 1st July 2020. Globally, there is confirmed cases of 10.77541 with 6.00971 recoveries and over 500,000 fatalities. In the United States of America, on the 26th of June alone, they recorded 125,039 cases in 1 day on the 26th. Africa, you have 419,381 confirmed cases with 201,701 recoveries with over 10,000 fatalities. Coming back home, as of 1st July, we recorded 26,484 confirmed cases with over 10,000 recoveries, but unfortunately with 603 fatalities. Our highest peak was reported yesterday, 1st of July, with 790 confirmed cases. That gives you a picture globally. And you remember the statistics I shared with you, the comparison between the 28th of May and 27th of June. Look at the graphic picture. Globally, in May, we had about 5.5 million confirmed cases worldwide, with about 350,000 fatalities. In June, that figure rose to 10.18 million confirmed cases and about 502,000 fatalities. Similarly, in the same progression, you can see that of Africa. In May, 89,000 plus confirmed cases. In June, it rose to 383,000 plus confirmed cases. May, 2,000 fatalities. In June, over 9,000 fatalities. The same progression in Nigeria. In May, we had 8,915 confirmed cases and 259 fatalities. 1 month thereafter, in June, of 27th June, it rose to 24,077 confirmed cases with 558 fatalities. That is the kind of picture that is staring us in the face. Look at the daily epic curve of the COVID-19 cases in Nigeria. We started somewhere around the 27th. Go back to that slide. We started around the 27th of February. Go back to the other slide, please. Yes, here, 27th of February when we reported our index case. Look at the gradual slide on the curve until the last day, which is the 1st of July, where we recorded our highest number of 790 cases. Particularly, we gave you a comparison between the numbers as of 28th of May 2020 and 28th of June 2020 to underscore the jump in the figures for the world across Africa and in Nigeria, the depiction of what I've just showed you on the slide. In the presentation, you were also taken through daily recorded cases for 10 consecutive days preceding the briefing and informed you that there was a rising trend on all measurement scales. Yesterday, like I said, Wednesday, July 1st, 2020, Nigeria reached another daily milestone with our new daily cases reaching 790. We joined the world in emphasizing that the best way to manage this pandemic is the comprehensive approach. While we ask you to play your part by observing physical distancing, keeping personal hygiene, wearing face masks, avoiding large gathering, and staying at home if you should, the PTF and collaborating agencies shall continue to work on finding, isolating, testing, tracing every contact, communicating and treating. For our health workers, we shall equip and train them while our communities will be empowered to protect themselves. It is a combined approach that will work for all of us. One significant observation the PTF wishes to make is the new rise in cases are to be expected as nations start to ease restrictions. That is the picture all over the world. We shall, however, proceed with caution, and we shall not hesitate to change course when the need arises. What this means is that Nigerians should never mistake the relaxation by government as a signal that the COVID-19 battle had been concluded. Following the announcement of the extension of phase 2 and some new measures on Monday, the aviation sector has announced the 8th, 11th, and 15th of July as dates for the gradual resumption of domestic flights. We thank Nigerians for their patience and understanding, and we urge them that they should strictly abide with the new airport protocols. In the aviation industry, safety and security are paramount, and there is only one global aviation standard. The Presidential Task Force similarly announced some limited measures for the education sector. Specifically, we pointed out that it was still not safe to reopen schools. However, in order not to truncate the progression of pupils and students in critical examination classes, the President approved that arrangements be made for them to resume for those who need revision before the commencement of examinations. This aspect has been subjected to several interpretations and sometimes misinterpretations. For the avoidance of doubt, schools have not resumed and schools have not opened. Only critical examination classes will be allowed to resume for those who need revision before examinations. As we have informed you, the Federal Ministry of Education will consult further with stakeholders before issuing guidelines that will lead to full resumption for the examination classes. We appeal to Nigerians to continue to show understanding and to ensure that their wards take full advantage of electronic platforms provided for learning. In the briefing for Monday, mention was also made about government offices, without prejudice to the additional guidelines that will be issued by the head of Civil Service of the Federation. The following generally applicable guidelines are to be observed. As much as practicable, virtual meetings should be encouraged to minimize congregation of officials. And 2, government offices should restrict visit by those who are not on very essential businesses to their premises. As you are aware, the number of countries set aside one day in the year as a National Doctors' Day. That was instructive for us as a nation. The Presidential Task Force salutes all medical workers and thank them for their selfless, high-risk job they are handling for humanity. We remain proud of all of you, and we assure you once more of the nation's support and cooperation. The Presidential Task Force also uses this opportunity to appeal to all health workers and the authorities of healthcare facilities to help reduce avoidable fatalities occurring from non-COVID-19 related conditions by attending to all patients while still observing the COVID-19 protocols. The Presidential Task Force has received with great concern reports about the attack on the Federal Medical Center Lokoja in Kogi State by some hoodlums. The Presidential Task Force is particularly distressed and regrets the trauma to which medical workers, patients, and others who went on their legitimate businesses were subjected to. I wish to assure you that security agencies have been tasked with the responsibility of fishing out the criminal elements behind it, and they will be brought to justice. We thank law-abiding Nigerians for reporting the occurrences promptly. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the early days of the extension of second phase of eased lockdown. We shall always remind ourselves of the reason for these uncommon times facing humanity. This is the time to comply with the guidelines. It is the time to be vigilant and to take responsibility. It is for this reason that I shall repeat my admonition on Monday, June 29, 2020, that, I quote, "There is presently no known vaccine for the virus, and that all over the world, non-pharmaceutical measures shall remain the most effective fighting opportunity we have for overcoming this pandemic." In furtherance of the synergy being built, the co-chairman of the Nigerian Interreligious Council, NIREC, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Spring Council for Islamic Affairs, and His Eminence Reverend Dr. Samson O.A. Ayokole, President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, would be directing Muslims and Christian adherents all over the country to go in for a period of fasting and prayers. NIREC will be driving that process, and they would announce the details in the days ahead. And we urge all Nigerians to participate in this effort to seek for divine intervention in the calamity that is befalling all of humanity. Finally, we shall continue to work with the states and other stakeholders regarding the precision measures to be adopted and deployed in the high-burden local governments we have identified, who constitute 60% of the infections so far recorded. I now call on the Honorable Minister of Health, the DG Nigerian Center for Disease Control, and the National Coordinator to provide you with relevant updates. And I thank you once more for your listening.